red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday, and with me is as always, is my co-host, Nick Mason. The dog was scratching the door.
Yep.
She threw off my game.
Yeah, I
nearly
understand.
nailed it for once in my life.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Every time it's an excuse. The dog's scratching at the door. The dog's not scratching at the door.
That's right,
It's
exactly.
either one of the two excuses. but I agree, because also we're now in that position of like, okay, what we either we ignore the dog and she keeps scratching forever,
Yep.
or we let the dog in for a while and derails everything
Exactly.
for a couple of minutes until you're like, get out, dog.
No, this is actually not good.
Yeah.
This is not good
Not
podcasting
good,
anymore.
Not good content. And the dog's like, I thought it'd be good for content, but it's not.
No, there's a certain point where it helps in monetization, then it dips off. We've studied this. We've looked at all the data. We've got
That's
some
right.
people in. We've got some
Yeah.
outside forces. So we know where we're at.
We genetically engineered two dogs,
Yes.
a beautiful designer beagle ear or whatever it is, and a mutt, an old mutt.
Yeah, there could be just a big rat.
The perfect combo.
That's right. Anyways, this week, of course, we've got a bunch of stuff, Mason. But do you want me to read out the topics?
Yes.
Which Collings will put time codes below so we'll know what to jump to. And people choose to jump around. That's cool, man. That's
Right.
That's fine.
They choose to House of Paint it. They
Exactly.
jump around.
That's right. We're going to talk about the Thor Love and Thunder teaser trailer. We're going to talk about the Minecraft movie.
Oh.
Fast 10 has
Oh.
a title. That dog's still scratching.
Dog scratching, right?
I'm going to check which dog it is.
Okay.
Because it depends on whether I let them in or not.
Listeners, also guess before it's revealed. Guess which dog it is.
Yes.
I reckon it's the.
I think it's Ollie.
Oh, I was going to say I thought it was Zippy.
All right, we'll find out.
Okay, we'll find out.
Netflix might be in big trouble, Mason. Ezra
Good.
Miller, bad stuff.
Might be in trouble.
More bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller pulled a Netflix, and Netflix pulled an Ezra Miller. They're both in trouble.
What a combination. Delays, but not dismays. The Morbius Fallout. There's been some Morbius Fallout. It's affecting other movies, it turns out.
Morbius?
Yes. Thank you.
That was going to be my one bit of news, but I'm going to have to quickly come up with another one bit of news.
You might have to. And then, of course, we've got the Northman, which we're going to talk
Yeah,
about today.
that's right.
So, yeah, I look forward to coming around to all of that. Let me just check if the dog's still at the door.
Okay, and tell me which dog it is. No, actually, we're going to both check, because you'll lie.
I don't
You're
lie.
going to lie.
It's Ollie, I told you!
Son of a... Zippy, why couldn't you have been at the door? Hello, Ollie. I'm just kidding. You're the only dog here, so you're my favourite dog currently. Hello. Big scratch.
Well, look who knows the dogs. Me.
Yep, correct.
Anyways, dog time's over, everybody. That's enough. Everyone back to work.
Back to work.
Okay.
Back to the bloody content mines.
So, of course, there was a Thor Love and Thunder teaser this week. We both did a video on it together, which Matt edited if you do want to check it out.
A single
on the
video.
channel.
We didn't individually make videos and compete.
Well, actually, we did make them separately, but then they happened to work really well together.
Oh, that's
And we just
perfect.
combined them into one beautiful video. So if people want to check that out.
Because my video, I have no confidence, and I'm just like, this was exciting, wasn't it, James?
Yes, it was exciting.
Put them together.
Yeah, that's right. But have you got any additional thoughts on what you've seen?
Well, here's a thought.
Yeah.
Here's an email that came in, James. Can
Well,
you
I love
believe this?
emails.
An email.
One bit of email.
Yeah, one bit of email. This is from Faye, who says, "Hey lads, with Zeus and presumably other Greek gods showing up in Love and Thunder, I've been wondering if and how they're going to address the fact that in Eternals, it was established that Athena was the inspiration for the Greek goddess Athena, rather than Athena
Oh my
herself.
God, I didn't even think of that.
I feel
Yeah.
if they do address it, they'll probably just say they're both real figures separately influenced the version that the Greeks worshipped. Realistically, I think it probably won't be mentioned."
Yeah, that's probably
That's
more
from Faye.
likely, but
Thank
yeah.
you, Faye.
Yeah, I think that's, well, yes. I mean, maybe we won't, I'd say we probably won't see her, right?
As in, Athena. We won't see
Athena, yeah.
Athena again. It probably, yeah. I suspect if they're not on the cast list,
Yeah.
unless they have a big surprise,
Athena's here.
sure.
Yeah, that would be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Athena's here, and everybody will be like, "Wow,
Wow. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten that other thing that happened in
Yeah.
a different movie. I'm just
yeah.
looking forward to all the cameos we'll see in Doctor Strange, and then no more multiversal cameos, please.
Yeah, there we go.
That would-
Look, I mean, you know, we did cover it in the video, but I feel we should just,
Yeah,
we got to give it a bloody good go here, I reckon.
I agree. Well, here's something.
First of all, I love the fact that Thor he's getting back into shape again. Like I said, he's absolutely using the exercises in
Yes.
Chris Hemsworth's own fitness app. I think what's it called? Center.
Center.
Yeah.
Yeah. People spell centaur differently depending where.
Like a centaur.
Like centaur.
Maybe he'll be battling a centaur.
He'll be fighting a big centaur?
To get fit again, yeah.
Here's something. I mean, that's old. You said that in the video already,
did.
Mason. I've got something new.
Oh, okay, yep.
So apparently, and I thought this was the case, but it's been confirmed in like toy leaks and whatever and I think maybe official synopsis that it's not Natalie Portman from another dimension or anything. Oh,
Okay.
and it's regular Natalie Portman, and she is sick, so she does have cancer, like in that version in the comics.
Jane Foster.
Foster. So
Natalie Portman is fine.
Currently does not have cancer, which is great. So yeah, I'm not surprised by that, but a few people mentioned that in the comments. A few people also seem upset that it's King Valkyrie. Some people
look,
don't
a lot
like
of people
that.
are upset that it's King Valkyrie, and a lot of people are upset that Jane Foster is Thor, because apparently Thor is a name and not a title.
Oh yeah, I'm upset too now. Actually,
Oh, yeah, you should be upset. I'm very upset. Where everybody's upset.
But the hammer is whoever wields it has the
Possesses the power of Thor,
or whatever.
yeah.
And so I guess you can call yourself whatever you want.
yeah.
yeah.
And Thor, and people have said, well, Thor is Thor Odinson. She can be a different Thor.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all fine, guys.
It's all good. It's all fine.
It's actually not real.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. It's not real. And also, there have been multiple female kings throughout history. And also,
true.
it's just a word. It's just a word someone
It's
made
a word,
up.
isn't it? Yeah. It's
know what I
almost
mean?
like they've chosen...
And I know words matter and whatever, but this one doesn't.
It's also like they've chosen that deliberately to upset certain people, and it's working. So
Gets people talking. It's great
it gets
marketing,
people talking,
Mason.
yeah. A question that has arisen, I think, is who put the hammer back together?
I think it was Jane Foster herself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think
The big crane or
she
something?
picked it. No, she picked it up and it
Picked the
reforged.
bits?
That's just
Oh,
magic.
it's
It was
magic.
magic.
Okay, right.
That's what happens with magic. Sometimes it puts a big hammer back together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I do like, and we probably talked about.
I think
this.
it was a like a surly, like New York steel worker or something like that.
just like.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
are they doing it though?
Well, he was on holiday in Norway,
Yeah.
or whatever, and he and his wife sat down, like they put the picnic blanket down,
Okay.
and they sat down, and he's like, "Hey, what's this?" You know?
And he had to do it.
Yeah,
I'm working here.
he was working there.
Did he get paid?
No,
Why did he do it then?
I don't know.
He shouldn't do anything for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a Joker thing, etc. and whatever. Something for free and
Yes,
money.
exactly. Yeah.
I like how you can see like the energy through the cracks of the hammer or whatever.
Yeah.
I like all of that. You know what I mean?
Something we didn't see any of Gaul the God Butcher,
No.
except in toy leaks.
Yes. So we've seen two hammers though, haven't we? Because there's the one that was broken in
Yes.
the last Thor movie, and then Thor steals another hammer from another dimension
Oh, in Endgame.
in Endgame, which presumably Steve Rogers then returns.
Yes, correct.
Unless there is still two hammers in the universe. But I think the point of that trip was like, I better take this back.
Sure.
Because somebody's going to be missing this. They're going to have to do all sorts of adventures.
Or I'll stash it and win World War II really easily. I'll stash it in 1939.
And I'll hit Hitler in the head.
Hitler in the head with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people have talked about, like, could we see that Steve Rogers going through time and dimensions to return stuff? I would love that.
I mean, sure, if they pay Chris Evans $50 million.
Yeah, why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not our money.
They could do it as an animated what-if kind of style thing, I guess.
Oh,
as
that's
well.
true,
It would be
yeah.
cheaper than going to 8 different movies or whatever they need to do.
True,
for,
yeah. Oh, yeah, good point, yeah.
yeah, you know? So, God. I mean, it's interesting the ones that he had to return as well, because, like, some of them are in space on like a weird planet. Like,
Some of
he
them-
didn't go back with a spaceship.
One of them only emerges after somebody is killed. So how do you give that one back?
Maybe it's easy to give it back than it is
Oh,
to
yeah.
retrieve it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you have to bring your best friend and go, this is my best friend. And they go, great. And then you give him the stone.
Oh, that's nice.
But he was on his own. So that would have been, he would have had to make a best friend.
The Red Skull.
Oh, he's giving him the stone.
Yeah.
Was that the twist?
That's the twist, yeah.
Guess what, Red Skull? You're my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, if people are interested though, we actually covered Doctor Strange: The Oath for for like BigSandwich.co this
That's
week,
right.
didn't we, Mason?
A
Comic
storyline
Book
from
Club.
2007.
Yeah.
Brian K. Vaughan doing the writing there. Very
Yeah.
good, enjoyable.
Exactly.
Very smarmy and superior Doctor Strange. He's teaming up with Wong. He's teaming up with the Night Nurse.
Yep.
Good back and forth. Good bit of fun.
He got shot in it as well.
Got shot, it's
He's been
true.
speaking of Hitler. We won't spoil it.
Oh, yeah.
But that is part
Hitler
of it.
did
as
it.
well. Hitler did it. That's right. So anyway,
What else happens in that Thor trailer? We get to see the back of Zeus and,
Yeah.
his ridiculous metal lightning bolt.
Russell LaRock himself.
That's right.
Yeah, Russell Crowe, obviously. So that'll be exciting. And you reckon they're going to go like big buffoon kind of jovial?
I think so,
Zeus,
yeah.
right?
And
Yeah.
again, the question, of course, is there going to be a Hercules? We didn't see one, but
Yeah.
again, it might be the Athena thing. Like they'll cross the bridge when they come to it, or Maybe there'll be a tavern full of like heroic revelry.
Yes.
But Thor doesn't have time to go in or whatever. And it's like they're all in there. They're all Hercules and Athena and all the rest. They're in there.
Doesn't Hercules in Civil War kill robot Thor?
Yes.
That's true, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he has a big mace and he's like, "You're not Thor, smash!"
Yeah.
Smash your face in. Mm-hmm. So I got a few suggestions here in the comics that one of them, Henry Cavill, should play Hercules.
Okay, that could
it's
work.
Too small a role though.
I thought you were going to say he's too small a man. He isn't.
Yeah, that was from Josh, but this is a great one from LS.
That being said, though, if I may,
this is such a good comment,
yeah,
Mason.
I know,
I can hardly wait.
The thing of it is that there aren't any small roles in Marvel anymore. Like all the core Avengers.
Only bad actors.
Only bad actors. I'm saying like, the original Avengers in the movies were the leftovers. So why not take another character who very few people are, he rarely gets a solo book for more than a year or so or whatever. Just see what a good actor can do with it, and maybe people will love it just as much as they love all the other characters, but probably not because the other characters had 10 years and they're well established.
Okay, interesting.
And everybody hates everybody else.
Yep. All right, good stuff. Now to get back to my amazing thing that I was going to say.
Your little
I
quote.
wasn't listening, but LS Film says
good, because I was talking nonsense.
No, it was a good
The
idea.
only people who'll know that were the listeners.
No, I think that
know.
I thought I was listening, and that was a good point. LS Film says Rob McElhenney would be really fun.
From
and
Always Sunny,
and he's big now. So
where is he currently, though?
He's pretty big.
Is he still big?
Yeah, he's not as big as he was, but
Yeah,
he's
right.
like
He
he's
could get bigger.
He could get bigger. And also, like, Russell Crowe's not gladiator ripped, is he,
No, that's
anymore?
true,
He's
yeah.
just like, I'm a guy.
Yeah,
I'm a guy now. I'm a regular guy.
Oh, you think they could all be regular guys?
They could be regular guys.
Yeah, right.
But again, he's kind of big, you know what I mean? So
True, yeah.
I think he'd be a great Hercules.
Is Rob McElhenney
I think he's like
tall?
5'9".
Okay, right.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Everyone
You're
in
right.
Hollywood is 5'9".
True, yeah.
Except for Liam Neeson.
And Hemsworth.
Oh, that's true. And Hemsworth. So people also mentioned Arnold as well, because he has played Hercules before.
In that ad.
But he's too, and he played Hercules in New York.
Oh, that's true also.
But
yeah.
was he Zeus in that ad? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But he's too, would it be weird if he's older than Russell Crowe? I mean, you could de-age
That's
him.
true.
But that would be
Who knows?
strange.
I would, you know what? I would love an Olympus that is just absolute nonsense. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, people's kids are older than their dads. And
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be great.
Yeah. You're right. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Again, it's the people are like, oh my God, Thor's making eyes at Peter Quill. Can you imagine it? And again, we've talked about this in Loki. In the original myth, Loki gave birth to an 8-legged horse.
Yeah.
So, like, it's
fine.
It's pretty much fine.
I want to see that. That's all I want to see. All right. We should move it along.
Also,
Mason.
there's a lot of set design that is very obviously an homage to.
Like Clash of the Titans?
No, I was going to say Marvel artists.
Oh, okay,
But-
yeah,
and
yeah.
we didn't really talk about it in the video beyond that. But the question then, of course, becomes:
Oh, who gets paid?
Are they getting paid for
that's,
this?
There
or,
was that particular, the artist who did the big dead god.
Yes.
Actually, I'm glad you brought this up. You finally have a good point.
Thank you. This
And
is
I
my
am
one bit of
listening.
news.
No, it's not. Well, I guess it could be if you are so inclined. But so the artist who did that picture of the big giant dead
Yes.
stone god, or not stone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are like, well, this is concept art. Basically, what you've done, you've designed this shot and
It's
sequence.
like a storyboard, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Except the movie version has added Korg.
Yeah.
'Cause Taika Waititi's like, I'll be in that.
Yeah.
I'll be in that frame. Why not? I'll be in that beautiful painting there.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I just, and there's been like a history, and a very recent history also, of them not paying people properly. I know the guy who created Bucky's, like every time he comes up, he created the Winter Soldier, sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I invented that. And I know, and I've still seen comments where people are like, yeah, but you did it in-house and Marvel. And
Well,
it's
yeah, and
I understand the legality of it. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But that's still not very cool.
But I also wonder if it's a case of, Siegel and Schuster, who created Superman, they didn't know at the time that it was going to become $1 billion industry.
Well, that's true, yeah.
And so you could go back and say, well, you've made $1 billion off Superman. They're entitled to some of it. But if we are now in an era where it has been very firmly established that if you create something at Marvel, they will probably put it in a movie.
Yeah.
Is that evidence? Should that be evidence to you, the artist or the writer?
Yeah.
That if you are taking on the work, you sort of acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Like if you were to be like, okay, I'm going to do some art for Thor, and then they put it in a movie, they could very well turn around and say, look, you know that we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So that you are, if you didn't want us to do that, you shouldn't have taken on the job or whatever.
You shouldn't have done worse work.
You should have done much worse work.
Well, I think, the answer is a bunch of those people like band together and like go up against Marvel, like as a collective,
with weapons and stuff.
Weapons and sticks.
Kevin Feige, you going to get him?
Well, I don't think it's like Kevin Feige. I don't think it's Taika Waititi. It's like the money people, you know.
Yeah,
and that's always the way it is, you know. So kill them.
And that's just the way.
Don't kill anybody. I mean, like in a video game. That's what I mean.
That still counts.
Does it?
Yeah, you can't.
I've killed so many people in video games.
No, I meant like if you go on the internet, I don't know how it works in America, but in Australia, if you're like, I'm going to kill the Prime Minister in Minecraft, it still counts as a threat.
Oh, really?
Because they're like, you obviously meant to kill you were going to.
Is that what you meant now?
No, I was kidding. I meant actually in Minecraft. I'm going to purchase and install the game Minecraft and kill a Prime Minister. Only I am joking.
Wow, mate.
I've established a pattern where I'm a big-time jokester.
I love how you do jokes.
Yeah.
And that's funny you should say that because that leads us into the Hollywood Reporter bringing us news of the Minecraft movie.
Oh.
So Jason Momoa.
God, I'm good at segues.
I know.
And good at writing segues.
That's right. He's probably going to be in it as Steve or whatever,
but
Minecraft man.
The thing that stuck out for me there was it's going to be live action.
I didn't say live. Did I say live action?
No, but that's what I read.
Oh, is it?
It's going to be a live action Minecraft movie.
How's that work?
I don't know.
Are they going to square his head up?
Yeah, they're going to square. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'm going to look it up real quick just to make sure.
Is this going to be a Sonic situation where like Mr. Minecraft comes into the real world and Jason Momoa has to drive him across Utah or whatever? And he's like, I don't want to go to a Minecraft factory or whatever. You know, whatever a Minecraft movie is about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop Crave says Jason Momoa will star in the live-action Minecraft movie.
That is
THR reports.
That is very upsetting.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Live-action movie. So, yeah. And is he going to be Minecraft Dave or whatever?
Probably, maybe, the voice of. Does he have a voice? This is not my area. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I know it's an incredible world and there's all stuff you can do it, etc.
All I know is there is an incredible world and people build computers and things in it using the mechanism of the world. And I do know you can make your way to hell if you really want to. If you work really hard.
Just like real life.
You can go to Minecraft hell. That's right.
That's great.
Exactly, yeah.
Here's something, though, that's interesting because Jared Hess is directing this and he, of course, worked on both Napoleon Dynamite and the Jack Black's a Wrestler or whatever. And
Nacho Libre.
Yeah, so there you go. So I think this could be something. Like it could be weird and wacky and I like the idea of like taking a really popular, like established property
and ruining
and you
it.
think it's going to be like Emoji Movie and maybe you get like a Lego movie or something like that. You know what I mean? Something that's better than you'd think, you know? So it's very possible that this movie, by the time it comes out, my son is playing Minecraft and I have to see it.
That's true. Dune producer Mary Parent and Roy Lee will produce.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's why Momoa's getting involved there.
Makes sense to me. All right.
I am looking forward to all the people starring in it having to like assert their love for Minecraft and how much they've always loved it. You know?
Yeah, everybody loves Minecraft.
That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah, so that's what you're looking forward to.
That's what I'm looking forward to, yeah.
I played a little bit of Minecraft when I was a teacher because, you do a bit in school or whatever. It's fun. Like, I can see why a billion people like it. I get it. I understand.
How about this?
Yeah.
Warner's has been developing a project based on the game for years with Sean Levy and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia star Rob McElhenney.
Oh my God.
Those who've been attached to direct.
Wow.
So not anymore, obviously. But there you go.
So good at segues, sort of.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about...
That's actually what we are going to talk about.
Yes.
Is it's just all bad news from here.
Oh, no.
It's all bad news until the Northman. Yeah.
Speaking of the opposite of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Wow, but also that's...
It's always sad on this podcast.
It is. Also, it's like, I think that's ironic.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Because it's like a mean show with mean people.
It's a mean show, and Philadelphia looks like it does have bad weather.
It does, doesn't it?
Tell us. The original title was It's Always Sunny on TV, right?
I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you it was.
I'm telling you it wasn't.
Whoa.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Anyway, Netflix troubles, Mason. So, so there's been a bunch of reshuffles happening at Netflix. This is off the back of the news this week that Stranger Things is coming. The new season, season 4. It's going to be 9 episodes. It's $30 million an episode.
It's actually a lot of money.
When you think about it, yes, it is a lot of money.
Mostly hairspray, but still.
So what's actually happened is they lost a huge market share this week. There was an evaluation.
Stranger Things kids.
No, they're fine.
Okay, their value's still fine.
Yeah, there was an evaluation, and it basically turned out that it dropped like massively. Like the shares like dropped like 54% or something like that.
And I think one of the reasons was that recently something like 200,000 subscribers have left the platform. But I think partly a lot of people are like, well, that's because bloody this and this and this. But I think one of the reasons is probably because it's in a lot of places it's post-pandemic, or like people believe it's post-pandemic and people just aren't home as much.
I think they're also
like, well, why would I pay an increasingly large amount of money for this thing that I'm not doing.
Well, they did
anymore.
jack up the price. They reckon they're going to lose another 2 million maybe this year.
2 million subscribers.
Yeah,
Okay.
but also they're losing. They're still ahead. They're still winning for now. But
Would you say they're still hashtag winning?
yes, very
Hashtag
good.
Tiger's Blood.
Yes, all of those. I remember 2011 too. Mason,
James, every time I watch an A24 movie now, and I can't remember what the last one was, but it was whatever we watched last week.
I don't remember.
No, I can't remember either. But
I'll look it up.
But have we talked about the trailer for the movie Men?
Oh yeah,
With Rory Kinnear.
I don't think we have. We've talked about it,
but there's a movie on the way. It's an A24 movie.
Man.
Exactly. Every time I watch the trailer, it's about if you could
Did you watch X After Yang? Did you watch that?
I didn't watch
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's the one. That's
we
an
literally
A24.
talked about that last
did.
week.
So
God, they make some good stuff, don't they?
right?
My
And
God,
I'm still not entirely sure what it is. But it's Jessie Buckley plays a woman who her husband dies, and then she goes to sort of coalesce in a small English town, and everybody in the town is weird, and they're all played by Rory Kinnear. And
it's a dude who had sex with a pig in Black Mirror,
that's true.
and he's also in the Bond movies.
He's also in the Bond movies. I think he'd probably prefer people remember the Bond movies.
Well, they shouldn't have done the pig thing.
I know. But I just I've seen that trailer a bunch of times because it's delightfully creepy. And every time the title card comes up, I go, man.
He's got different teeth in every scene, doesn't he?
He does,
It's like,
it's true.
hello, what are my teeth this time?
Anyway, that looks great.
It does look, and it's Alex Garland, who of
Yeah.
course wrote your favorite movie, Sunshine. And I'm coming around on it. I think it's good.
Yeah, great.
It's a good movie.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It's very brave of you.
So the other thing is, so Netflix have been like, we need to pivot because they're losing Friends, the show. They lost that. They lost The Office.
They're losing friends in real life.
That's probably true also. So all of these, it's basically,
Because every time they're like, hey, they're talking to someone, they're like, I work for Netflix. And they're like, bring back Glow, you son of a bitch.
at least do like a movie, like a one-off movie.
Do a movie.
Yeah. But so they're all the streaming services mean that they're splitting the Netflix content,
Yes.
which means they have to make more stuff or purchase more stuff. But the problem is, a lot of the stuff they make, and not all, because I still think they make some really good stuff, is like average or bad,
Yep.
especially movies. TV shows, I think, are better, but also even the better stuff, it appears and then it disappears.
They get 1 to 2 seasons
Yeah.
usually, and then it's gone. And I've seen plenty of tweets, and I've had conversations with people who are like, I don't want to invest my time and my emotions in these characters.
I think we've talked about that
Well,
as well.
certainly we have, where it's like, and in 2 seasons, we're very invested and there's a cliffhanger or whatever, and they just cancel it. So, but nobody seems to want to commit to, okay, well, we'll just do a show that goes for 1 season.
Yeah.
Like, is the solution to adopt that kind of British TV model where people go, I have an idea for a story and it's 6 episodes and here it is.
Yeah.
And if it gets renewed,
Well, I wasn't even talking about that.
Oh.
So I actually saw also a video that talked about this week by Captain Midnight called Netflix Has to Change.
Captain Midnight.
Yeah, you've seen it?
Oh, yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah, cool. That or this? Both.
Because
That's his intro as well.
Yeah, no, I'm
you know
aware
that,
of Captain
okay,
Midnight, yes.
okay, good,
Yes.
yeah. Anyway, he basically talks about how, and he compares Russian Doll to Succession, and how when those two things came out, Succession had lower ratings and wasn't talked about as much as Russian Doll. But Succession had a chance to build year to year and week to week, whereas Russian Doll came out, everyone loved it,
Yeah.
and they just released season 2 of Russian
did,
Doll.
yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, and apparently it's also very good, but there's no hype for that anymore. And so I think partially it is the stuff isn't always very good. Partially is that they cancel a bunch of stuff. Partially it is that it's not week to week, so you don't build hype for a thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I like both models. Like I like the week to week, and I also like the dump it all at once. But I think that's also why they're splitting Stranger Things into 2.
Yeah.
So, you hype up 2 times. But they are...
right.
They're in a bit of trouble and they're going to have to pivot. And there's a few things they've been working on. One, making a subscription model where it's a lower tier, but they put on ads.
So television.
Well, that's what it's all becoming.
Yeah.
It's all, for the amount that I pay for, I'm basically, because I have every subscription service.
Like I'm buying a new bloody TV every week.
Exactly. But it's like, it's what you'd pay for cable, essentially now. It's just gone back to that model.
Foxtel.
Foxtel, the worst system.
Ozstar.
But also, this is how Netflix
Whatever the Optus one was.
buzz.
I don't think it was Buzz.
Buzzed. You're buzzed.
Oh, I've been buzzed.
Yeah, you've been buzzed.
Oh, no.
So Netflix actually, this is how they've responded. They've fired a bunch of people working in animation.
Yeah.
So Netflix's Director of Creative Leadership and Development for Original Animation, Phil Rinder, among many other staff members, were let go. They also cancelled a bunch of stuff that were coming up. Bone, the Bone, the comic book series, that was getting an animated something, and now that's not happening. And this is what his original comment was. We want to be the home of everybody's favorite show, right? But that has now become replaced by a new mantra. We want to make what our audience wants to see. That's what Netflix co-CEO Reed Hastings has said.
Why don't they do that then?
Well, the problem is because now the benchmark, it used to be, because there used to be a whole bunch of weird animation stuff on Netflix. And you'd get like a BoJack Horseman or whatever.
That's true.
But now, apparently the benchmark has been the Boss Baby series, because that metrically has done well. It's a known brand.
Incredible.
It comes out. Kids watch it, obviously. Are they even good movies? I don't know. I've never seen them. Also, Netflix don't own Boss Baby. DreamWorks owns Boss Baby. So they really, maybe Netflix are involved in the creation of it, but that's crazy to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The other thing is with animation, apparently the marketing side of things, it's also in trouble because often they don't announce things until like a month out, which is so you don't build any hype.
Yeah.
Because Netflix is suddenly like, hey, this thing's coming next month. You're like, shit, I didn't even know they made that. And also the marketing only starts a month out. And sometimes like animators, they're relied upon to like, you have to push this show for us. Like, this is your job.
Oh, right.
If you want to get this scene again, you got to...
Well, we had some friends who made Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun. I won't name them, but they made the TV series Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun, and they were basically responsible for pushing that. I didn't really see.
We didn't want them on the show.
Yeah,
this show. We didn't want them.
They forced themselves in the door.
And they said we need to talk about this thing. So and so I can understand. It's very frustrating, but I think the answer is make good stuff, which is easy to say.
Auntie Donna.
Hey, Auntie Donna.
Lift your game, Auntie
Consistently
Donna.
making good things, Auntie Donna. Continue to make good stuff. So, there you go.
Oh,
what do you think? Netflix. Good stuff, right? A lot of people are cancelling it as well.
It feels like a downward spiral here.
Yeah.
I still have it, but I can write it off on tax. I never have, but I could.
Wow. Imagine if you did.
Imagine if I did. I'd get some amount of money back.
Yeah. What is it now? $14 Australian?
No, it's way more than that.
What is it?
It's like 25.
God, I'm going to have to start. Oh, and the other thing that I was going to say, I'm going to start splitting my account. They're stopping that. They're cracking down on password sharing.
Who do you split it with?
I don't.
Your brother?
I've got my
Your brother
own.
You don't like?
No, I have my own. I have all of my own
separate
stuff.
from your wife.
Oh, except for Disney. Yeah. So, yes, of course, separate. I don't want to see what I'm up to.
Right.
I'm watching Love is Blind Season 2, which I did watch, by the way, Mason.
She knows about that. You told her about that.
I told her on our podcast. Less successful. It's called Suggestible. Wow.
It feels like a downward spiral that we're seeing happen in real time.
Do you think also they grew too big and like you don't get any more than that? Because it's been divided and you can only get so many people.
And also, don't they still run at a loss somehow? Like, are they still millions or billions of dollars in debt somehow?
I think I read that they make, I want to say $30 billion a month, but that doesn't, maybe it's $3 billion. They make like $3 billion a month.
Okay.
But that wouldn't cover everything that they do. Yeah, which is why they're getting people to market their own shows inexplicably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if the data is right and it is the Boss Baby that people want, then maybe we're on the, like maybe everybody out there who's like, oh, I loved Glow and I loved all these other shows, the niche shows that were fun and really well made and memorable and what have you. Maybe they are the minority and it will just become a Boss Baby delivery platform. In which case, I think if they've
delivering a Boss Baby.
if they've crunched the numbers and they're like, even if everybody who doesn't want us anymore is going to cancel, or the number of people who remember how to cancel are going to cancel.
Yeah.
And we're still going to make our money back with Boss Baby like stuff, like shows developed with an algorithm.
What do they care?
Exactly.
Right. Yep. Wow. Fair enough. Wow. There you go. Anyways, do you want more bad news?
Yeah, I would love more bad news.
This is via both Variety and Hawaii News Now. I think you know where this is going. So according to the Hawaii Police Department...
New series of Hawaii Five-O?
Is that still going?
I don't know.
Then yes.
Nice. I think Magnum finished. Magnum PI.
Magnum. Like the ice cream.
No, not the ice cream. Magnum PI.
Like the condominium.
No, James.
Okay, cool. No. Mason.
Yes.
According to the Hawaii Police Department, Ezra Miller allegedly became irate after this is a new thing that happened.
This is a new thing after the previous thing, yes.
Yeah. After being asked to leave and threw a chair, this is at a bar at like 1 a.m., striking a 26-year-old woman on the forehead and resulting in an approximate half-inch cut. you shouldn't do that. I think.
Yeah, I also think you should. I just want to get
Not
ahead
even
of
in
this.
Minecraft. Yes.
Correct. I think you shouldn't do it either. But I think more so you shouldn't do it.
Okay, more so. Oh, okay.
yeah.
It's pretty brave of you. What is going on here? Clearly, like, spiraling
this person's
hard.
having a breakdown, yeah.
And you'd think that, like, this is Warner Brothers' time to step in. You know what I mean?
Sure,
They're seeing what's going on.
But on the other hand,
They've got big
Warner
movies.
Brothers aren't their dad. So
No, I know, but I just mean in terms of
presumably they have a real dad.
But, like, make a comment. Be like, we don't
we
condone these
don't
actions.
condone- yeah, they haven't done anything. You're right.
We're taking steps to etc. You know, we care about Ezra and we want them to get the help that they obviously need or whatever. But no, this is according to Deadline. Warner Brothers brass haven't been sweating the Miller headlines. They're not committed to appear in any more Fantastic Beasts movies. And The Flash doesn't come out in theaters until next summer on June 2023.
Wow.
The picture is currently in the post at the time, so there are no plans to reschedule the film or move it to HBO Max. So I love this strategy of let's just kick this can down the road.
Sure, yeah.
Let's deal with this in a year's time.
By the time the Flash movie comes out, different management at Warner
Well,
Brothers.
it could also be The Flash comes out and Ezra Miller's fine again. And like I was troubled and whatever. Maybe I think that's probably what they're hoping for. You do an apology tour and whatever,
Sure,
you know?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what if it doesn't happen? You know?
Great point.
Just say something. I don't know. I would say something.
Sure.
You know?
But then maybe they're like,
If you threw a chair at a woman, I would say something. I would feel obligated.
wow, what a betrayal.
You don't know what I'd
Adam
say.
Support, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
You'd say, I just want to say congratulations to Meso on his professional wrestling debut, because that's what it'd be.
Yeah. It would be a big wrestling joke.
Yeah.
Very good. So I don't know. We'll just see how this plays out, I guess.
Congratulations for Meso finally learning the spinning pile driver.
Is that a real move? Or is that like sounds like a video game?
I think it's a
move?
Street Fighter. I think Zangief
Yeah,
and
that's
Street
what I
Fighter
thought.
does it
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Or Hagar from Final Fight.
Hagar, the horrible.
They're not. No, James.
Yes, go on.
Final Fight and Street Fighter are set in the same universe.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
But my understanding is that they're different games.
That is very true. You are correct, yes.
Wow, it's good to get something right for once.
Right?
Delays but not dismays, Mason. Remember, it's bad news.
It is still bad news.
So you can dismay a little bit. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has been moved from October of this year to June of 2023.
That's next year.
Presumably to compete with The Flash, which is
totally.
also coming out around that time.
We want a clean sweep. We want to absolutely destroy the competition in an embarrassing way.
I think this is good because that's a summer release if you're in the Northern Hemisphere.
Now that's a summer release.
Yep, they get more time to do all the animation and stuff. So that's fine. And you know what? Sony make a lot of things, don't they?
That's right.
They do an Uncharted. They do a Michael Morbius. Hello, how do you do?
They do a mobile phone.
Yeah, they do. A Sony Ericsson. They do a Sony Vio.
They do a TV VCR combination.
Do they still do that?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you get me
for
one?
people that work at gas stations and stuff, they got to
Yeah.
have that TV
They do,
VCR
don't
combo,
they?
yeah.
Terrific stuff.
Yeah. Hey, what to the game here?
Who's playing?
Stop robbing me. Don't rob me.
Stop robbing me.
That was a real play. Did you like that?
This is good. Yeah,
it's
it was
good,
really, you painted a picture. I saw all of it in my
Yeah.
mind. But speaking of Sony, there's Morbius Fallout. You're not going to believe this.
So now we're in the season of Falbius?
Apparently, yeah. It's bad news all around, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is actually in relation to other studios, but 2 Dracula movies. Well, there's a few Dracula movies in the works. There's the Nicholas Hoult one that's happening with Nick Cage as well. But 2 other Dracula movies have been cancelled this week gone.
Now, this is specifically, well, one is a Dracula movie and one is a movie about a Dracula called Nosferatu.
Correct. So basically, Blumhouse are doing a Mina Harker movie directed by Karen Kusama. This was going to start filming in 3 weeks. It was set in the modern day, and it was a Mina Harker / Dracula origin story. Now, Mina Harker is in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the movie. Is that correct?
Yes. No, it is Mina Harker, yes.
She's a Dracula lady.
She is, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a Bram Stoker person and whatever, and has ties to Dracula for various reasons. I can't remember the specifics of that character. Do you remember? I just remember the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen version, but that's not the
Is she not
version.
Jonathan Harker's wife?
Yeah, that's yes.
Okay, great.
So that's probably. I mean, what else though?
Okay,
but she has other things going on.
Hi, I'm Mina Harker. I'm unrelated to that guy.
What do you mean?
We just have the same name. It's just a
Are
coincidence.
you friends?
I mean, we could be friends.
But you're not.
Not currently, no. No.
And the other one you mentioned, and we're going to talk about his movie today, Robert Eggers is working on a Nosferatu movie.
Yeah, he's been working on it for years.
So-
That was his Like all the stuff he's put out has basically been like, I really want to do Nosferatu, but I don't know if they're going to let me do Nosferatu, so I'll do some stuff in the meantime.
Yeah.
And he's just done 3.
So he said it's not happening at the moment.
Yeah, he was on Mark Maron's WTF podcast.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So Anya Taylor-Joy was going to be in it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And Willem Dafoe was going to be Nosferatu, who's already played Nosferatu in a movie. I'm pretty confident.
Okay.
There's a movie, I can't remember what it's called.
Okay.
Where I think it's Willem Dafoe plays Nosferatu, and he's a real Dracula.
Oh,
but it's about the Nosferatu, that movie that they made.
Remember that,
Dracula movie from like the 30s or whatever the heck. Whatever the Swiss.
But yeah, he was like, he was like, no, we're not currently making that.
No. So that's good, I guess, isn't it?
So what we're, it could be a coincidence, but it could also be.
No, it's not. It's people going.
That the once bulletproof concept of like, what if we put some Draculas in this?
Yeah.
And it'll make big bucks.
Shadow of the Vampire, it was
Shadow
called.
of the Vampire, there
from
we go.
2001. I should watch that.
How far we've fallen since the Twilight Saga.
Oh my God, it was vampires
just a
every
license
day.
to print money, and then all of a sudden one absolutely atrocious one comes out. And all of a sudden, people don't want to make the Dracula movies anymore.
It was there at first, now it's Morbius. It used to be Dracula 2000. That was the Dracula killing movie, wasn't it?
That's true, yeah. Well, there's one in a generation, isn't there?
It's true.
It's like a vampire slayer.
Great stuff.
Hey, James, here's one bit of news.
What's the news?
Did you see this?
What?
This, they've released some The Batman concept art.
Oh, yes, I've seen a bit of
Did
this.
Did you see that?
The bit where it just looks like Colin Farrell?
Yeah, art by Adam Brockbank. He's looking good. It's like, that is a classic, like, tuxedo black tie, like the penguin look. But yeah, all the artwork. And there's some that are very much like... that's a Scarface kind of look.
Oh, totally.
Like they've attempted a bunch of different looks.
They've done the Big Widow's Peak.
Yeah, these are all on Twitter if people want to check them out. But I just think that's interesting. And the thing that I didn't know, which you potentially already did know, is that apparently Matt Reeves wanted the Penguin originally to look like he looks in the Telltale Batman video games, where he's a cooler looking guy.
Yeah. Let me have a look at that. I didn't know that.
But then the makeup artist on the movie was like, okay, we do have Colin Farrell, and that's great.
Oh, yeah, he does.
But
look
also,
like that,
how about I've done this mock-up where he looks hideous.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know they shaved his head.
Yeah, I know.
Like, shaved the top of his
bit,
head.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
Awful.
Oh, my goodness.
Just to walk around like that for months.
Right,
Are they doing that for the HBO show?
Great question, don't
He doesn't look like him at all.
It's a madness, James.
And also what is really convincing about it is that the prosthetics are so good.
Yeah.
That you're not like, that's a dude who's just got a bunch of shit taped to his face.
Yeah, I mean, I guess potentially maybe the makeup and prosthetics people were like, oh, we thought we were going to get a penguin-looking guy.
Yeah.
But if we do it properly, maybe they saw. I wonder if they saw it as a challenge. Like, if we do this properly, he will have a functioning penguin-looking face, despite the fact that he looks like Colin Farrell underneath.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Telltale penguin has like a soul patch situation going on.
I just
Yeah.
You wouldn't, if you show me that, I wouldn't even guess.
But he is a little Colin Farrell-esque. He does have the widow's peak.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's good stuff, mate. And that's good one bit of news. Did you see? They showed how he put the prosthetics on. There was like imagery of that, the whole thing, like the whole process. Yeah, I mean, there was that, and there was like, they saw them, there's like the few, maybe you did.
Yeah,
So
right.
it sounds like you have seen
That
it.
being said, though, like Colin Farrell with like the bald on top, hair on the sides, like he is a man who can absolutely pull it
he
off.
looks great bald.
He would look better with the shaved sides as well, but
Yeah. He's doing a good job.
Yeah.
All right.
Good for him.
Surprise, Mason, it's an ad.
Ah!
And you know what else?
What's that?
I'm all about convenience, and do you know who else is all about convenience?
Me?
HelloFresh is.
Oh, HelloFresh.
Well, these actually things could combine. If you're about convenience and HelloFresh are about convenience, that's really exciting because not only do the ingredients come pre-proportioned, so you're not overbuying or wasting food, but it's easier than ever to get filling meals on the I thought it said filling because I had to look closer, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
No.
Filling meals on the table in a snap with options like Family Fresh or quick and easy recipes.
Love a quick and easy recipe.
Exactly. HelloFresh chefs, they really know how to diversify the menu with seasonal recipes like salmon limon and pasta primavera.
Oh,
What do you think of those?
I love the
situations?
sound of those. Let me tell you.
Exactly. Now, you might be like, what, do they only have 2 meals? No, you idiot.
I would never think that.
No, Mason, there's more.
Okay,
How many
good.
do you think they have?
3 meals.
No, Mason, you idiot. Pick your favorites from 50 different weekly options. And that's just for each week.
Dude,
And
Jiminy Christmas.
Exactly. And skip weeks when you need to, change your delivery date or update your preference, all in the HelloFresh app. For example, Mason, you want me like, what's a meal that you've eaten, James, that you can tell me about?
Yeah, what do you reckon?
Barbecue, beef, brisket, burger, and cheddar, crisps, and apple, slaw, and fries.
My goodness.
Exactly.
It sounds like something you get at a fancy restaurant.
It would be.
But it's at your bloody hovel of a home.
Exactly. It's in my dump where I live, Mason.
That's right.
That's not true. I love my house. I think it's a wonderful place.
Why don't you marry a house you love it so much?
Maybe I will marry it, Mason, anyways, but that's great. But I've got something even better to tell you, right?
There couldn't be anything better than a big time brisket burger.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this could include that, because if you go to hellofresh.com/weeklyplanet16 and use code weeklyplanet16, you can get up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts.
It could be 16 brisket burgers, I'll tell you that much.
That's right. Go to hellofresh.com. Go to hellofresh.com/weeklyplanet16 and use code weeklyplanet16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. It also says they encourage us to say the tagline, America's #1 meal kit. I'll say it. I'm happy to say it.
All right, do it now.
America's #1 meal kit.
Nice.
It's nice that they don't make you say it. It's like, you can say this,
Yeah.
but I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think if they told you had to, you'd
I wouldn't do it.
That's right.
No, I think that means that it's true. Do you know what I mean? Because they're like, do look into it yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Smart. All right. On with the show?
Yeah, on with the show.
Great. I'd love to continue the show, Mason, and we will. But we have an ad to talk about as
Love
well.
it.
Do you like ads?
I like to think the ads are the primary part of the show, quite
I
frankly.
agree. So,
And whoever you're going to say, I love them.
great. Well, let me tell you something about it. Let me give you the lead up, and then you got to guess what it is.
Okay.
So, have you ever...
ExpressVPN.
No. Yes. You got it. How'd you know? How'd you know?
I get a sense about these things.
Okay,
You had a
good.
certain enthusiasm that suggested ExpressVPN.
Okay, well, here we go. How about this? Have you ever browsed in incognito mode?
Yes.
Was probably not as incognito mode as you think, Mason.
Gasp.
And why would it be? Because chances are the browser you're using has made its fortune by tracking your movements online.
Those dastardly...
What's that expression if you don't know what the
If you don't know what the product is, you're
Yes,
the
it's
product.
you idiot.
You idiot product.
Yeah. And what do these big tech companies say when they're called out for collecting user data?
Did I do that?
They say incognito mode doesn't mean invisible.
Are you sure they don't say, did I do that?
They also say, did I do that? Yes.
In a Steve Urkel voice.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how do you actually make yourself as invisible as possible
I don't
online?
know.
Well, actually, you use ExpressVPN, like I do. It turns out that even in incognito mode, as mentioned, your online activity still gets tracked and data brokers still get to buy and sell your data. I said 2 different ways of how to say data and data then. One of the data points is your IP address. Data harvesters use your IP to uniquely identify you and your location. But with ExpressVPN, your connection gets rerouted through an encrypted server and your IP address is masked.
Nice.
Like the movie The Masked.
Like when Steve Urkel became Stefan Urkel.
Yeah, that's right. Cool and smooth.
Yeah, no one knew who it was.
Yeah, that's right. Every time you connect to ExpressVPN, you get a random IP address shared by many other ExpressVPN customers. That makes it harder for third parties to identify you or harvest your data.
Oh.
Best of all, ExpressVPN is super easy to use no matter what device you're on, phone, laptop, or smart television. All you have to do is tap one button for instant protection. And guess what?
What's that?
So if you really want to go incognito mode and protect your privacy, secure yourself with a /1 rated VPN. Visit expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet and get 3 extra months for free.
That's incredible.
That's expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet. Go to expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet to learn more about
ExpressVPN.
Correct.
And you should bloody protect yourself and your family.
That's right.
Because family matters.
what?
Reginald Vell Johnson.
This ad is.
He's in Die Hard.
I don't. What?
He's also in Die Hard.
What are you saying?
Doesn't matter.
Does he have ExpressVPN?
Probably, I hope
I
so.
knew it.
Yeah, let's ask him.
Mason.
Yes?
There's been a big movie this week, sort
Big
of.
movie?
Well, big-ish. There's been a few good movies.
Are you talking about a Marvel movie?
No, Mason. I wish I was talking. We're talking about a Marvel movie in a couple of weeks, Mason, when we talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
Multiverse of Madness. The Northman.
The Northman. That's
Yeah,
great.
so basically, this opened behind The Bad Guys.
Yes.
The animated movie, where it's like a
Okay.
heist, but they're animals or whatever. Apparently, it's an Australian kids' book series, and now it's got a big movie, and it's doing really well.
Good for them.
The Northman, though, has opened at $12.5 million in the US.
In
but-
select cinemas, including Northland.
That's right.
The shopping
including
centre.
Northland. That's right. But the problem is...
Go see the Northman at Northland.
Northland.
Become a king and eat a donut king. Get a donut. It's the donut king. That's what I do.
That's what you should do.
God, I haven't had a donut king donut in a while. It's not important. But
I
it's
had a
very
hot
important.
jam donut today, a fresh one. Very good.
That's the stuff.
I agree.
But you know when you go to the Donut King, James,
Yeah.
they come out on a little conveyor belt because they've just
I know what they are.
squirted them out and then they heat them up in the oil and then they come out on a little conveyor.
They're fine.
They're the best, James.
You like Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah, I bought some today, actually.
Yeah, you do.
They're good. You put those in the microwave too.
No.
You should.
I don't want to buy any donuts, Mason.
Well, too bad. I brought you a box. They're right here.
No.
You have to eat them all. You're going to do a mukbang right
I'll
here.
die.
That's the point.
My heart will starve.
Yes.
Come on.
But then we'll light it back up again and you'll be like, I love Krispy Kreme.
That's right.
We
Northman.
get the big sponsorship. All right,
I
continue.
reckon it's going to make $12.5 million in its opening weekend in the US. It has a $90 million budget. Now,
Okay.
the budget blew out a little bit due to COVID precautions and multiple delays because, that's what happened over the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is, on top of with the bad guys and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and the Northman, Fantastic Beasts it's just dropped away.
It's just a bit, okay,
they're coming-
right.
Not completely, but it's not doing well because I know Warner Brothers this week were like, maybe we'll do some more Fantastic Beasts. Let's see how this one. Oh no! So they're probably thinking that at the moment. Good thing they sort of wrapped up that trilogy of films.
Yeah,
It was
knew
supposed
it.
to be 5
Yeah, I knew it.
movies. So this is Robert Eggers. People might know from The Vivitch.
Yep.
And The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Now, The Vivitch, I actually went to watch it last night. It was on Amazon Prime. And I was like, I'm going to watch it. I've never seen it. I've seen The Lighthouse. And I turned it on and then it played for 10 minutes and then it just went, I'm not doing this.
Okay.
And it just didn't
Sure.
want to play anymore for
Did you
some
have to
reason.
pay for it? Or
No, it was like
built
it was
in?
on there and I'm like, I'm not paying for this. There's a free version of it right here.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen The Vivitch, but I have seen The Lighthouse and I have, of course, seen The Northman. What do you think the story was?
The story of the Northman.
Northman.
Have you seen Hamlet?
Yes.
It's the same.
No. Slightly different.
But here's the thing.
It's not on a stage for one.
No, that's
one
true.
example.
But here's the thing about this movie, and I didn't
Yes.
know it until we watched it. I watched this movie and I'm like, big Hamlet vibes
This
on this.
yes. This
So the-
sounds and looks like something.
So the main character's name is Amneth.
Yes.
And when I went to Alexander Skarsgård's Wikipedia page,
House.
when I went to his house, I said, "What roles have you played, Alexander Skarsgård?" And he said, "Well, Amneth in the Northman." And it had a link, and I'm like, "That can't be right." And I clicked it, and it turns out it's like an old Norse. It's an Icelandic saga
Fable.
character fable
Yeah.
upon which Hamlet was based.
It's probably fictional.
Yes.
But yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I also didn't know that going into this.
We're laughing and we're learning.
We certainly are.
Ha ha ha!
Half, half. So yeah, I guess if you didn't know, like you didn't know who directed this and you saw the trailers, you'd be like, this is Viking Braveheart.
Yeah, right. It's Viking.
no.
It's Here's the thing. It's a revenge flick.
Yep.
It's a tale as old as time.
Yes.
It's Amneth is a little a bowl-haired boy.
Yep.
He's part of a Viking family. His
Yep.
father is the king. His mother is the queen.
Yep.
Funnily enough.
Yeah.
And his father has a brother,
Yep.
Uncle
Dracula.
Fjord dude.
No, his name's Uncle. He played Dracula with the iPad. It's that guy.
yeah, Uncle Dracula. Anyway,
His name's Claes Bang. Yeah.
anyway,
Not pronounced like that.
Uncle Bang is there, and he betrays everybody, and he kills the king. And then Amneth is like, "I'm a little boy. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to leave, but I swear my revenge. I'll come back."
I'm a boy.
And then he leaves by the boat, and then he comes back.
Yep.
And he's become a big time Viking warrior.
Yeah.
A big Russian warrior.
So he comes in and he's like, I'm going to revenge so hard on everybody. Maybe revenge isn't the answer to all of your problems. You know what I mean? And because it's like, if you know anything about the director behind this, because as someone who's seen 10 minutes of The Vitch and The Lighthouse,
Yes.
This isn't going to be a fun time for anybody, really.
That's
is it?
true.
You
No,
know what I mean?
No, it's
And it's very strange. I heard somebody as it finished and the lights go up, someone went, that was weird. It was pretty weird.
Interesting.
I mean, it's pretty weird.
two people left in my screening.
Did they really?
Midway through.
Nobody
and not
left in
like,
mine, yeah.
Not like during a moment of brutal violence or anything. They
It's
were
like,
just,
not
it was
for
just
me.
there were conversation was happening or something was happening on screen. And they're like, well, we don't, not for us.
Okay.
We're going to go. But
What
I
age?
I love this. 50s or 60s?
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want Braveheart. They want the speech about taking lives and freedom.
Well, it's interesting. And like you said, I think because there's been a lot of Viking-related content
Vikings.
recently. Vikings, certainly. Some
Yeah.
other stuff. That time travel Viking thing.
What?
The lady goes back in time, she falls in love with a Viking or something.
Oh, fucking
Outlander.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
I think that's a Viking show.
It's something like that.
Okay.
I don't think it's is it
But
Viking?
this does not. This I think doesn't play out.
No. I mean, I guess it's closer to Vikings, like the show in terms of tone and like, is this magic? Or is everyone just tripping out hard all the time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a bit of that in it. So I guess if between Braveheart and Vikings, it's more Vikings. But again, it's not like particularly historically accurate. You know what I mean? It's pretty small scale as well.
Yeah.
You know
You're saying
it
it isn't historically accurate. I think it is.
Well, no, because it's
in
like
terms
a
of
fictional
it's a
man.
fictional, right? But
Mostly.
I think in terms of like geography and in terms of
sure.
you know how people lived at the time. I think it is very like I think Eggers seems to take great pains to make sure that sort of stuff
completely agree
is
with
accurate.
That. Yeah, and because what I also liked it as well. I also thought it was terrific. But what I thought was interesting about this as well, this world is just horrible. Horrible people. Everyone's horrible. Nobody likes anybody.
Yes,
Everyone's out for themselves. Everyone's covered in mud and blood and dirt and just like betraying each other or making each other slaves and then worry that they're going to become a slave.
But it's also like, and it is very, it's very much the era in which they lived. Like it's just everybody. Like it's interesting because it's very easy to make value judgments. Like, well, if I lived in Viking times, I wouldn't take any slaves. But it's kind of like. Everybody is just scrabbling to survive because there's no...
Well, I wouldn't take any slaves.
Well, I also wouldn't. I wouldn't take any slaves, but I wouldn't even harder than you. So I'd simply survive on my wits and my ability to grab a salmon out of the river. But, it's just, except for these little pockets of civilization, which aren't really civilization, it is a wasteland. It's it's so much, frozen wasteland or just desert or lava.
And it's like, what can you get, What can I get for me? What's going to get me to the next day, you know?
And to be clear, just before, we're not going to spoil it for a little bit, but just to be clear, it's not entirely Hamlet.
There are other elements to it.
If you were like, oh, it's Hamlet, I've seen Hamlet, I'm not interested. It plays out completely differently. It's just the premise.
Yeah, there's a volcano in it. There's no volcanoes in Hamlet.
That's true. Yeah,
that gets real Revenge of the Sith.
That's right. Oh, well, all the volcanoes are in the Merchant of Venice. He sells lava, the Merchant of Venice.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie. That's great, Mason. I think I really like the element of so Bill Skarsgård. No, it's not Bill Skarsgård. Sorry,
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yes. We'll talk about Bill Skarsgård because we're supposed to be in this. I like he's bent on revenge, and he's sworn to loyalty to like revenge his father and save his mother, and take back what was the kingdom that was taken from him. But also, like you can see, he's just completely blinded. Well, he's like misguided and blinded, and it's kind of like, and he's not good. So even though like you're kind of like, I guess it's good. I hope this guy gets his revenge, but also you're like, he's not really worse than he's not better than anybody else. No, in this
and he's
movie.
there is a gap. There's a many years gap where you don't
starts
see it
in 895 or something like that.
985, yes.
985.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I'll bet my bottom dollar, Mason.
Okay.
I'll look it up, but keep going.
Okay. So, but then there is when he leaves, and then there's a many years later gap where he returns, and he's become part of a sort of a tribe of Russian kind of wolfman warriors.
Yeah,
like they've taken on the aspects of like,
895 AD.
Wow.
Sorry, go on.
Wow.
I feel vindicated.
Bloody 1,000 years ago. Who cares, mate?
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
Get a phone. Get a phone already.
Yeah, they should get a bloody phone. Bloody call a bloody someone who cares, am I right? Bloody get a clue.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
It's a bloody 890 and late, you know what I mean?
That's very good,
and late. And they are obviously, they are like the very epitome of of kind of warriors you see in that era. They're completely ruthless. They just go and destroy,
your
villages.
value is in a group is what you can take for the group. You know?
And they just go and they take over villages and they destroy everything. And there is a moment quite early on, like we see them sort of sack and destroy this village.
Boy, do they.
And you see like another like mop-headed little boy run away.
Yeah.
And he looks at him and he's like, oh, that's what happened to me in a lot of ways. And I'm here and I don't know if should I be doing this? Like there's an aspect of that. But I also think it would have been a really, really funny move if we just then followed the movie from the perspective of that little boy and he got in a little boat and he paddled away and then he came back a few years ago, a few years later.
To get into that scene as well, with like them sacking that village and they kill like a bunch of kids and whatever, and he just watches.
Yeah.
that's kind of the point where it's like, he's not the only point, but like he's not good. He's not good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But what could he be?
Exactly. What's he going to do in that scenario?
If he turned around, all the warriors would eventually bring him down because he is not. This is potentially not. This is not like Viking stuff through the lens of like Hollywood. There's not like epic Braveheart battles where you do a big speech or anything like that. It's like brutal and in the ground, and like there is an element that you see in the trailer where he catches a spear that's thrown at him from a parapet, and he catches it and he immediately like hurls it back and kills the guy, and that's probably like the most kind of epic thing that Hollywood-esque kind of thing.
Because a lot of the battles are kind of not slow in the bad way, but they feel like they're not choreographed like heavily, and they're probably choreographed that way.
Yes,
do you know what I mean? They feel sloppy and it's just, and most of the time it's like, who can brute force this?
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like the bigger person or the angrier person.
And he's the biggest person.
He's the biggest person.
He's come back with the power for this revenge, but
absolutely, he got bigger than he did in the movie Tarzan.
Yes.
Remember the movie Tarzan?
He got bigger than in the TV series True Blood, where he played the character Eric Northman.
Wow.
Yeah.
He got bigger than his character in Zoolander who exploded at a gas station.
That's right. He got bigger than Stellan Skarsgård.
He probably did.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's talk about the cast though, because I'm trying to not to spoil this, but basically he's going to find his uncle who killed his father, and his uncle started up
not where he left him.
No, that's right. Started up a different family.
Yes,
he's tried to start fresh, and he's got an eldest son who's like probably 8 years younger than he is, or however old he was supposed. Whatever happened, the age when he left, whatever. You're
doing a very good job not spoiling this movie.
Thank you, Mason,
by not saying any correct sentences, and I'm going to follow in your footsteps.
But he was supposed to be played by Bill Skarsgård, and I think that would have been interesting.
As Pennywise.
As he was Pennywise, because they're brothers in real life, obviously, but also because they're technically would be half-brothers.
Yeah, right,
because Nicole Kidman is like mother to them both. But I like that element of him. He goes to another village, and there is this whole other life that they've built where he's just going to try and disrupt. And like, again, they're not worse than him. They're all trying to survive, but he can't like get past the fact that like, no, I need to take what's mine because I swore an oath to another bad person.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I was listening to his episode of WTF with Mark Maron.
Did he talk about how many food he ate to get in shape?
Oh, no, this is Eggers. This is Robert Eggers.
Did he talk about how many food he ate?
Yeah, just regular food, I think.
Okay,
just regular on-set catering. But they were talking about, the various his other various works and like what they're about. And Eggers said, well, it turned out The Lighthouse was about toxic masculinity. Like it kind of like, because that movie, if you've seen it, there's a lot of sort of vaguely connected vignettes of an insane man and a man who is becoming insane.
Yeah.
And you can sort of come away with your own interpretation. And I think a lot of people came away with the interpretation of like two men unchecked who have been raised a certain way.
Yeah.
This is what they turn into. And I think it's kind of a similar vibe to this because this is a kid who's grown up in this society where it's like you need to be strong and violent and you have to, the society's like you've got to respect your elders and if they say to do this, then you have to do this.
Yeah.
And like there's a moment, Ethan Hawke is his father, plays the king, and Ethan Hawke's like, I don't want to be some greybeard. I don't want to be like a
die in battle.
Exactly. I want to die in battle. I don't want to be one of these useless greybeards who was a coward and I lived so long because I was a coward.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it. So like it's that society of like you
go out hot and on top.
You go out hot and on. You absolutely die hot and on top. And he's left that society and he's gone into another society where
it's mostly the same.
Yeah, where it's similar but even worse. And it's just like it's this mindset has been piled onto him, and it's like it's easy to look back as people in the 21st century and go, "Well, this is a bit toxic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You should probably touch some grass."
Yeah.
He's doing nothing but touching grass.
That's all he does.
Wouldn't have helped him.
No.
But it's just like and then he's come
Maybe
back.
he needs some screen time.
Maybe he needs a little bit of iPad time. Yeah. But yeah, like he's turned into this ravenous wolf of a character who just wants this revenge
and why?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like, because I think he kind of loses sight of like why is he even doing
Man,
this?
you're losing your objectivity here.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, just to quickly round out the cast, Anya Taylor-Joy, of course, she's back. She was in The Vitch, and she was going to be in Nosferatu, which we talked about. Willem Dafoe's
And she's the lighthouse.
And she's the lighthouse. Willem Dafoe's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Nicole Kidman, obviously, Ethan Hawke, Dracula with an iPad. Bjork is in this as a ethereal witch kind of lady.
Pronounced Bjork.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Is it?
No, it's pronounced Björk.
What did I say?
You said Bjork.
It's Bjork. Bjork. Yeah. Thank
Jorts.
you.
Anyway, Jorts is in this.
But look, and just before we get into spoilers, it's a great looking movie. It's beautifully shot.
It's got great. It's beautifully shot. It's got
What's the aspect ratio of this?
slightly different than a normal movie,
that's what
I think.
thought, yeah. Let me check.
You know, it's that moment when you get in the cinema and like the ads finish, and then you just see the curtains change slightly, and
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, but it's slightly different. I don't know if it's like a historically important
because the lighthouse is
aspect ratio. Yeah, that was 4:3 or something. Yeah, like this movie has like beautiful textures, like not only like all the little outfits everybody wears.
Yeah.
Well, Eggers apparently is a theatre kid, which is why there's so much
that makes
like
sense.
in production and costume and stuff like that. But like just in terms of the world that they live in, it's just like beautiful shots of this. I'm like, man, I want to go to Iceland now.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to jump into a volcano.
What do you want to do in there? Go for a swim in a volcano.
Yeah, go to swim in a volcano. Yeah. But just like, you know, there'll be a scene set in a village or a forest where it's been snowing and there's the snow in the air and snow on the ground. But then like there'll just be a second where it cuts through to like the beautiful blue sky behind the clouds, and I'm like, wow, this is a good looking, this is a good looking movie.
And there is like a few oneers in this, not to like a crazy extent, but
when you say a one, like
it's like one single take or whatever,
or made to look like one single take.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, but it's like there's so and generally when someone does a oneer, they know what they're doing. But it is like every kind of movement and everything you see within that is just
like the
framed
Viking
so incredibly.
raids,
It's amazing. It says apparently IMDb says it's 2.35 aspect ratio, but other people are saying no, they think it's 1.85 because there's no like black bars. It's like a slightly taller than you would think. I mean, it's no Zack Snyder, it's Justice League, which is the tallest movie in the world. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Very
spoiling this now.
So who else? Is that everyone?
Yeah, everyone's in this. Everyone, and some kids and stuff. Some bowl
what
cuts.
I think is interesting about this movie is
it's Alexander Skarsgård hair. It changes. Like at the start, he's got a bowl cut when he's a kid. Then he comes back and he's got long hair, and then he cuts it slightly shorter. But then he's short. Then he goes on a boat trip, and then the time he gets there, it's long again. And then he cuts it back to his little bob. His little bowl cut.
It's a real circle of life.
It's not like a hero's haircut, really, is it?
Very
it's just
much
like it's out of my face.
Well, we'll talk about that in spoilers. I think that's important for that. But my parents were like, "Is this movie violent?" They'd seen it. They're like, "Is it? It's a Viking movie. Is it violent?" And I'm like, yes, but not really.
Not
like it's
crazy,
but it's interesting because there's like beheadings, and there's
a bit of guts.
There's guts coming out. There's like body parts being turned into a horse, for example.
Oh, that's fun.
But it's not. I wasn't like I would say it's less violent than like a Braveheart.
Definitely,
and it's like, and a lot of like the violence associated with Vikings, it's more implied than it is.
What about the dude with the?
Oh yeah.
That's probably the most violent.
Yeah,
bit.
okay.
I did a couple of actions then, which
there's more. Yeah, I guess there's more violence. There's a sort of like some fits of violence at the start, which make it kind of maybe that sets the tone. But
maybe we're desensitized.
I also had that thought. I'm like maybe they
don't. I feel like a lot of the violence doesn't linger. You know what I mean? When somebody, except for that one thing I was talking about. I
think the movie is set up to be like it's not intended to be brutally or like viscerally violent for the most part.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just like when it hits, we want it to hit hard.
And boy,
but again, maybe we are desensitized.
You caught that spear though, and that's violent.
That is very violent.
Spoilers?
Let me think. Have we missed anything?
Probably
tons of stuff. Oh, it is a sort of a magical world. That's the only thing I was going to mention.
I think it is. But I think it's just also people who are just blind with rage and very mentally unwell and they have weird dreams and they're probably malnourished.
Yeah.
Or, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've got the religion where they believe the gods are doing stuff for them. Anyway, I'm going to say best movie ever. I think people should check it out. I think I think it's a movie it's a movie that I've thought about after watching it. A rare breed these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We had the choice of a few options this week because there's so much out. There's The Lost City and Ambulance and other stuff. A couple of
bad guys.
Yeah, the bad guys. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is also out this week. We'll get to one of those next week. But I think people should definitely check this out. I think if you do like your Marvel movies, and you're like, I want something with a bit more meat to it, I reckon check it out.
Absolutely.
And also, it is based on a myth.
Yep.
But it is an original. It's based on a public domain story.
Yeah,
it's original in a manner of
speaking.
Like
I've seen this origin story before.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Spoilers.
Yeah. Best movie ever.
Best movie ever. I agree. Knowing that it's Robert Eggers and going into this.
Eggsy. What do you think his nickname would be in Australia?
Egg.
You think Egg?
Big Egg.
I reckon it'd be Yoko Ono. Because you'd go Eggers. Because if his name was
What about Yoko Robbo?
That's not bad. Because I think if his name was like Eggsberg, they'd call him Eggers.
Okay.
But if he's already Eggers, we'd go Eggs.
Yep.
Then we'd go Yoke. Then we'd go Yoko Ono.
You get longer and weirder. That's what happens. That's the evolution.
And the more you object to it, the more people are going to...
So they pile it on you.
Yeah.
So, but I just think the
like hollandaise sauce on an Eggs Benedict.
Beautiful. I love the idea in this that all he wants is revenge.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where he's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I could take Anya Taylor-Joy and I can leave. And I'm going to start a new family lineage, which is the point of all of this. I'm going to do that. But he can't get out of his own way, He
can't get out of that headspace,
So he's happy to go and fight at a big volcano and die doing that.
Yeah.
And I guess he's going to have children, or he's not, because he made it up in his brain that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see Anya Taylor-Joy's character again after he leaves, except in that sort of hallucination he has, where he has two beautiful children. And he's like, well, I've done the right thing here. You haven't though, have you? Like he was doomed from the start. I think that that's interesting. I think that's a really interesting character arc, because in a lot of movies like this, we would have seen a happy ending, or at the very least, we would have
cut to her and she's holding the babies.
Exactly. Yeah.
But she's going to have a fucking hell of a time.
Yeah.
Because she was a slave, and being a woman at this time in this place is not good.
Yeah.
And giving birth to twins, you could very easily die doing that.
Yeah.
And then you got to keep them alive. You know what I mean? This whole
trip.
You could trip.
Right.
You drop one down a well.
Right.
Yeah. And I also thought that mirrored like Nicole Kidman's character, because what he's doing the whole time, and what he's thought since a kid was, I'm going to
rescue
my mother.
Yeah.
And when he goes to rescue her, she's like, I don't even like you.
Yeah.
And I organized your father being killed. And it's revealed that she was also a slave.
Yeah.
And, because the story is that she's from Britain or whatever, isn't that?
Yeah.
But she's from some far exotic land, but that was all kind of made up.
Some horrible little plague island.
Because she was a slave that Ethan Hawke captured and had a child with.
Made her his wife, yeah.
And Ethan Hawke's brother was slightly nicer to her, so she went, I'll get that guy to kill Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
And so she's only trying to survive, you know what I mean? Like he is. She's just like, I'm gonna do what I can to not die.
But I thought that was a really interesting twist on this idea.
Totally.
He built this mantra into his brain. I'm gonna. What was it? I'm gonna rescue you, mother. I'm gonna avenge you, father. I'm gonna kill my uncle, whatever. And then that's been in his head for literally years, a decade maybe or more.
Where'd he get that sword? I mean, I know he got it from the ghost.
Yeah,
the Dark Souls fight that he has.
He got it from the Dark Souls fight. Yeah.
How did he find it? I guess it is magic.
Well, I mean, maybe, but he was told about it.
Yeah, by
the witch.
By the witch.
Yes.
Who wasn't real, maybe. But where did he go to get it?
Oh.
Like he just kind of drops into a hole.
He does, it's true.
And then he's there.
I don't know. I think the
it's not important really, is it? This isn't one of those movies where you're like, well, that doesn't, where did he even, what does that make?
Yes.
I'm just more of curious.
Well, I guess it was an old... like a previous generation's warrior king, who all this stuff was somebody just shivved him, or whatever, and then just was papered over, and he got that beautiful sword. You know
what this is a bit like? Less fantastical, like the Green Knight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's you think it's like a hero's journey. Just a terrible person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a terrible
person. I love the idea, and I think that it played really well, like you said, when he begins life as like this mop-headed little boy, and then he becomes this Viking warrior, and by the end he's just the mop-headed little boy, and he's got his sad eyes.
Yeah.
And he's just this he like you said, his brain has been so consumed by this revenge that when he and his beautiful lady get on the boat to go to her land, and they've got on the I guess they've got on the colours of that country. There's the new.
They're feeling good.
That sweet new look. Oh my god!
Yeah,
you like it every time Iron Man gets a new suit. You will love it when he puts on the beautiful slate blue.
Yeah.
of wherever Anya Taylor-Joy's character's from. But and then he's just like, oh, if I don't kill them, they'll find us.
Yeah.
Will
they
they?
probably won't.
I don't think they will.
Yeah. They won't even know where you're gone, really.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just that, God, just to throw everything away. You know what I mean? God damn. But I just thought that was really interesting as well to be like, when Nicole Kidman's character, because the way that he sees when he escapes and after his father is murdered as a child,
she's been carried away.
And screaming, but she's like, I was laughing. Like, I was like, you did it. Well done. I've been rescued from this guy. Now I'm with this guy or whatever because you were nice to me or whatever, and this is my idea. And I even wonder, like, is that even true that she was laughing?
Yeah,
or
right.
is that his perspective of what was happening?
Or maybe she was screaming and maybe she's
this is the story she now tells herself.
She tells herself to get through this horrible situation she's in. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Because there is a moment in this where she's like, oh, you could be my king.
Yeah.
And was there a second where she's like, and this could get me out of this situation?
Yeah, that's right.
But he wasn't buying it, so I'm going to kill him,
Yeah, that's it. God. What a movie.
What a horrible universe to live in.
Get a phone already.
Get a phone.
Get a landline. God. Call your mum. Be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And she could be like, I don't care. I'm with your uncle now. He's cool, actually.
And even him was like, I felt like his uncle wasn't worse than his dad. Probably better. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Not worse.
Yeah.
You know?
The only one does anybody get out of this unscathed?
Maybe Anya Taylor-Joy, because we don't see what happens to her.
We don't see what happens to her. But also we don't know what kind
Some of the slaves, maybe.
We don't know what kind of person she was before this. But she does know how to make poison.
That's
so probably
true.
not that great of a person.
Well,
honestly.
yeah, and I guess the other thing is like, she's probably not good either, you know?
Yeah.
Because she's just kind of like, this is a big guy. Let's hang out with this guy.
Yeah.
I'll help this guy do this thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll get
hang
out
with
of
this Jack Reacher guy. He'll beat up everybody I need to get beaten up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, check it out.
Yeah.
If you could. If you want to. But a little bit more money in this than a lot of A24 stuff. Which, that's not an insult to the other stuff.
No.
But there you go.
Yeah.
Interesting model that they have, which is just like, you got a weird thing? You got a weird thing to show us?
Right.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do a weird thing. Good on them. All right, Mason. Unless you've got other things to say or do, let's move on to the next segment
I've got
of the
some
show.
things to do.
What do you got to do?
I got to pick up my dry cleaning.
Oh, my God. Can you pick up my dry cleaning?
Yes.
It's actually at a different dry cleaners. You're going to have to go out of your way.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I can write it off in tax. So.
Oh, yeah, you are paying for it, aren't you? Oh, yeah, it's time for what are we reading?
What are we going to read?
I'm doing the thing. Westworld?
Whoa.
Wow, Mason. I know you come in here every week and you've got something you've been Westworlding.
Oh.
And what have you been Westworld reading this week or doing?
Well, I don't think I have been Westworlding anything this week, but I am going to get to Russian Doll because we know it's out now.
And you want to see this before they cancel it.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And delete it all. But I love Natasha Lyonne in this. A lot of people have said she should be the new Columbo. I would love that.
I like that, yeah. That's good. Or just give her her own show.
Lady Columbo?
Yeah.
We could reboot Mrs. Columbo.
Mrs. Columbo. No, I just mean like, because...
Because give her a better show.
Give her a better show. I don't have to hear about how they're ruining Columbo.
But also, who would do that?
Yeah.
You know?
That's a great point.
It's that you can't do it. If it's not an existing IP, it ain't happening.
It ain't happening, baby.
Baby.
It's interesting that like she was in the American Pie movies and she's never like gone away. Mm-hmm. But and then she's had this resurgence with this like completely bizarre off the wall show.
Yeah, right.
So do you even know what the second season is about?
Time travel.
What?
Yeah, it's time travel this time.
Cool.
Right?
All right, I'm going to check
Because
that
for people
out.
who don't remember, in the previous season,
it was Groundhog
Day.
Days.
She played a woman who was at a party. She's in the bathroom at a party. She emerges and she keeps getting killed. Mm-hmm. And she keeps Groundhog Daying back.
Yep.
And the question is, how'd she get trapped in this time loop?
I can't even remember how.
I can't remember either.
But she did it.
There'll be a recap at the start of the first episode of this, I would guess.
Or it's not relevant.
Maybe it's not relevant. It's true.
Well, I actually talked about what I'm going to talk about, Mason, this week on Suggestible.
Okay.
But I'm going to talk about it here again because I want to give it a bit of an amplified situation. This is Gustav and Henry, Volume 1.
Oh, that's Andy Matthews' book.
That's right. Andy Matthews, who people might know from the Two in the Think Tank podcast, has been on this podcast, of course, before with Alistair Tremblay Birchall.
That's right.
Shows of the Comedy Show, etc., and so forth. Right for Sean McAuliffe's show on the ABC. Very
right.
funny comedian and man and sketch writer.
So this is a hard-hitting political comedy book for children.
Right. No, it's not that at all. So basically, it's look, if your kids like Captain Underpants or Dogman or something in that vein, do you know what I mean? This is what they've basically done here. It's a book that he's written, and
Peter Thomas.
That was the
Illustrator.
Yeah. Illustrator, that's exactly right. So so the first volume has 3 adventures that they go on, so it's broken into 3 parts. There's one when they go to the moon to retrieve a shuttlecock from a crab.
Oh, yeah.
There's a time travel story.
All right, like Russian Doll season
That's right.
2.
And there's a detective mystery, right?
Oh.
And it's just really funny and really great. He sent me a copy, and I read it with my son, and we broke it up over the week, so he didn't read it all in one.
Sent me a copy. I read it alone.
And what'd you think?
Great, loved it. No, I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it.
Yeah, I did. It was so fun, and my son absolutely genuinely loved it, and it's got and I've spoken about before about how it's got jokes for kids and adults, and that is true. But there's a lot of stuff which is
early Simpsons.
That's right. But there's a lot of stuff that's just funny, regardless.
Nice.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So look, if you're looking for something different, that's not I don't know. Whatever they sell in kids' stores, you know what I mean? I feel also, and at the end, I mentioned
Nerf
this
guns. If you're looking for something a little different from Nerf guns.
But celebrities do kids' books and they're whatever.
Yeah.
Or they clearly have had it ghost written or whatever.
Yeah.
This is not that. There's so much love and attention and care and the amount of jokes in it, and it works really well, and there's an internal logic to the universe and it's just,
it's a graphic novel.
It's a mix of kind of a bunch of stuff. There's recipes in it and word finds and just stuff in between. But yeah, it's mostly that part of it.
Well, I'm excited to read it and see if if Andy's snuck in any Two in the Think Tank sketches.
They've done so many that probably.
I wouldn't surprise me. Well, I was going to say that's why I haven't done anything this week, because I mostly saw Melbourne International Comedy Festival shows.
Yeah. Why don't you recommend some of the shows you saw? You can't. It's over.
It's over. Well, here's the thing. First of all, I did go on Do Go On's
you did
live
too?
podcast, so people can listen to that.
Wow.
That's out right now.
Wow.
But I did see a bunch of shows. I did see a friend of the show, Ben Russell, from Gamey Game Show.
Oh, yeah.
And Maggie Luke had a show called Ultimate Hollywood Tours.
Yeah.
Which was a very silly but very well produced kind of it was like a walking tour that walks back and forth between 2 alleyways, and it's Ben doing a bunch of characters, and there's you put on headphones, and he would and there was lots of audio cues and
oh really
kind of a fun soundscape of and we were all the people on the Hollywood tour, and we met various colorful characters and what have you. But anyway, at the end of the show, I said that was really great, good work.
That's fun.
And Maggie said, can you tell people about it? And I said, isn't it sold out? And she said, yeah, but can you tell people anyway? So I'm telling people it was a really good show. If they do it again in your town, you should.
What's it called?
It's called Ultimate Hollywood Tours.
Perfect.
And I saw a bunch of other bloody comedy festival shows. I saw quite a few, and it was a good time.
Absolutely good time and good fun.
But like you said, it's too late. Yeah. They're all gone.
But they're moving on to different
They are. If
things.
you're up in Sydney, the Sydney Comedy Festival is starting very soon, and there's a lot of great shows as well. Adelaide's already happened, Perth internationally.
International.
New York Comedy Festival, probably, right?
Also, Gustav and Henry, I'll link it below, but also Collins will link it below, but you can get it anywhere. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's online, it's in stores.
Vending machines.
If you're not in Australia, I don't know specifically, but get it online. Get it.
Yeah.
Support small publishers and business.
Okay, I will.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna.
Yeah. Not that small publishing. It's got a wide release, you know what I mean? It's in stores and
HarperCollins,
stuff,
I think,
but
yeah.
still,
Yeah.
that's not HarperCollins.
Isn't it?
No, maybe it is. Maybe it's a subsidiary of. I don't know. Hardy Grant.
Okay, I think that's a subsidiary of HarperCollins.
You're a subsidiary of my balls, Mason.
That's not true. If anything, you're a subsidiary of my balls.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
I hate that. It was fun when I said it. All right.
If anything, you're probably a bloody sole trader, if you know what I mean.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
You know what it's time for?
What's the time for?
It's the next segment of the show.
Oh, letters.
It's letters.
Yeah. The classic one was
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
I know they're here right now. We're going to do letters.
Mason, we come to this show and we bring our own letters. I might get a letter from email. You might get a letter from email, weeklyplanerpod@gmail.com. I might get a letter from #weeklyplanerpod on Twitter.
That is correct.
But each of us bring the exact same amount of letters. Let's say at the same time how many we brought. 1, 2, 3. 150.
Oh, no. You give me 2 minutes?
No.
I was good. Okay, right.
Anyway.
Okay, great.
What's your letter this week?
I've got so many letters, James.
What do you got?
This one's from George.
Hello, George.
From George in Scotland, no less.
Wow.
Hi, guys. Big fan of the show. Love your takes on things I also enjoy or despise. I recently started a new job working from home, and it's all messaging customers via WhatsApp, so I've got my ears free for listening to podcasts all day while getting paid. Result.
Nice.
Can you recommend me your top 3 pods other than yours and suggestible to get in my ears and distract me so I catastrophically bungle my job? Thanks.
God, I haven't...
Also, can I be the official permanent PJ Scotsman? All the best, George.
I haven't really been doing podcasts lately, to be honest.
Just crack open your bloody... I'm going to crack open me... Not Spotify.
Yeah, like I go in here and I'm like, oh, look at all these. And I'm like, I don't even listen to any of these anymore.
How about Confessions of the Idiots?
I mean, it's a great show.
That is a great show.
I've been on it. You've been on it.
I've been on it. That's our friend Sammy P, who brings in a couple of guests every week. He reads weird confessions from the internet, and we make fun of them.
That's right.
That's really good. That's a great show.
My wife has a podcast called Taunts, where she talks to interesting people about interesting stuff.
Oh, why hasn't she had me on?
No, because you had nothing to say. I think she asked you.
No, she did. Yeah, yeah.
And you said no.
That's true.
You said no, Claire.
No,
I don't get paid for that, so no. Yeah.
I very much enjoy Two in the Think Tank.
Oh, yeah.
These are ones I've been enjoying recently. Our friends Al and Andy come up with 5 sketch ideas every week.
I did see the Do Go On Quiz Comedy live show with 2 award-winning guest stars of the comedy festival.
Very nice.
That's right. It was Will Anderson. And who won the best thing? The best thing you've done?
Danielle Walker.
Yes.
She won the John Pinder Prize.
She won the best thing.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Man, I wish I could win the best thing.
You could do it. I believe in you.
All right, I will.
And what's a third one? There's so many. That's the problem. I love podcasts.
I mostly just listen to YouTube. You know what I mean? I'm listening to YouTube and I'm not watching this video, but I'm listening to it.
Right.
Yeah. I have no more suggestions.
Wow.
But there's all the suggestions you're going to get out of me.
That's right.
It's from Daniel the Temp. He says, #WeeklyPlanetPod. Hope you boys get a chance to talk about Ambulance on the pod. I thought it was ridiculously tense and Gyllenhaal's performance was kind of hilarious. Also, the action and drone shots had my jaw on the floor. One of Bay's best?
Interesting.
#WeeklyPlanetPod. I do want to see that. I'm going to see that this week. Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Oh, Total Reboot, which we've both been on.
Oh, yeah, we've both been on.
What a great show. That's a great show.
Well.
Alexi and Cam just talking bloody movies, having a great time.
I agree. Have you seen Ambulance yet? Because we talked about
No, I haven't. No. I had to make a choice this week, and it was the
Northman. You think you made right? The choice?
I think I did.
You made the right choice?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have another letter, Mason?
I do.
Let's go.
I'm going to do another podcast.
Oh my God, Mason, get over your podcast.
No, I love
that. Was 2 letters ago.
Okay. You should also listen to Big Natural Talents, which is a podcast by Lauren Bonner, who, and Conchetta Caristo, and it's a podcast all about gossip.
Oh, love gossip.
They bring gossip to the table. They bring in guests who have gossip.
What's the gossip about? Is it people in their lives? Just big-time gossip?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's big-time gossip, but, what's interesting about this podcast is just anybody's gossip is incredible. You know what I mean? When you really break it down, if you're at a cafe or something and Claire's like, okay, see that waiter?
Yeah.
He's married and he's sleeping with a boss and she's also married. You'd be like, oh, my God. Even if you don't know him and you'll never see him again. Yeah. You'd be like, oh, my God.
That's really interesting.
Anyway,
no, absolutely right.
So they bring the goss and they have listeners who bring in the goss. It's a good fun time if you love goss.
All right,
and who doesn't? I reckon check it out. There is actually an episode with Alexi and Cam that is goss but also ghost stories.
Wow.
That's a recent episode, so people should check that out.
A combination.
Yeah.
Gossip girl.
Goss, yeah.
Gossip girl. Ghosted girl.
Gossip ghost.
There's something in there, isn't it?
Yeah. Gossip murdered person.
Very good.
Okay. Here's a bloody email for you. Here's a bloody email.
I'm waiting, Mason.
I know you are. This is from Jack. It says, no funny anecdotes, just a big fat thank you.
Oh, wow.
Hey, guys, just wanted to send my regards all the way from sunny old Yorkshire in
England.
Hello,
I'm from Yorkshire.
Yorkshire is where you're from.
That's what I said.
Wow.
That's how they say it.
Yeah, that's true. Been listening for as long as I can remember now, so I thought at least owed you some thanks.
Wow.
I enjoyed all the top-notch content throughout Monthbius, and now very much looking forward to what's in store for Dr. Month and the Monthiverse of Monthness.
Oh, there's going to be so much stuff going on for Dr. Month, isn't there? That's 2 weeks away.
My girlfriend is also very happy with the Twilight content. However, I've now developed trust issues.
Yeah, you should.
Thanks to us.
Yeah, well, happy to help.
Finally, would love to see you cover the Edgar Wright Cornetto trilogy or perhaps some OG Doctor Who
Did
episodes.
we do that?
I don't think we did, no.
On the podcast we did. I'm pretty sure we did.
There is an episode on it, yeah.
Like years ago.
Yeah. Our next Edgar Wright thing that comes out.
We'll do it.
We'll do it, yeah.
Do something.
If it's a big fun time. If it's a big fun, silly time.
Absolutely. What is the next thing he's working on? I've got no idea. Don't know.
know.
We met him that time.
We did meet him
so
that
he'll
time.
remember. I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Mason.
Go on.
Got one here from Stephen who says, #Weekly Planet Pod. As Tourette is associated with the rebirth of the dead. By the way, this is in relation to Moon Knight.
Okay.
We do a Moon Knight recap.
That's true, we do.
Collins edits them every week. Do you reckon somehow that Mark and Stephen will be resurrected but in separate bodies? This is spoilers. Like in the Asylum, with Mark remaining as Moon Knight and Stephen leaving with Layla. Is it that kind of world? I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is.
Because I think the further you push into this isn't mental health.
Yeah,
he's
right,
not
right.
having a big.
Yeah. I wonder if the resolution might be that they will still exist in the one body, but they will have maybe they'll have a sort of
simpatico relationship.
Or maybe because it seems like whoever is stuck not in control of the body is essentially in some sort of hell.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be we'll see at the end maybe that the personalities that aren't operating the body are in a nicer place.
Yeah.
They're in a sort of a nice environment, maybe
like a genie's lamp.
Yeah, like Stephen Grant is in a nice little museum or something, or a nice little apartment or something like that.
Terrific.
I don't know. Or they could end real mean and negative, and it'll be
that's fun too.
Just all the characters are in hell.
I guess it depends if this really is a limited series or not, and how they want to wrap it up.
Yeah.
What else, Mason?
Here's one more email. This is from Kenny. Subject line, That Trash Podcast. Hey guys, I recently listened to your Twilight series Caravan of Garbage episodes. Was telling my wife, who doesn't listen to the podcast, about some of the funny things you had said. We say a lot of funny things, James.
Yeah.
She must have only been half listening because a few minutes later she tried to ask me a question and she prefaced it with, in the Train of Trash episode.
Yeah.
The Trash Podcast. So my wife has now renamed your Caravan of Garbage to Train of Trash, or That Trash Podcast. I do have one question. Have you ever seen a movie so bad that you had to have someone else suffer through it just so they could understand it?
Yeah, there was something that I watched.
I think we've done it on this podcast, definitely.
Yeah.
There's definitely stuff where one of us has seen the movie first and we've been like, you gotta
see
we
this.
Can't not talk about this on the podcast.
Made somebody watch something because I didn't like it. I was like, you should watch this thing. And they watched it. They're like, that was terrible. And I'm like, I know.
Gotcha.
Gotcha,
idiots.
I can't remember what it was.
But it's definitely happened, right?
Yeah, it's definitely happened.
Yeah, you gotta...
I mean, we watched a lot of... we've talked about this before, but bad is good to talk
Sometimes,
about
yeah.
or interesting.
Yes.
Average is boring.
That is true, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got to have certain elements to it where, a lot of the time you watch a bad movie and you're just like, that was bad and boring. And, But, yeah, it needs to be...
Morbius isn't fun to talk about. Everything around it is kind of fun, but the movie itself, it's I don't know, he gets powers and then whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. The only fun thing about that movie was the post credits. So.
Exactly. And it's well worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mason.
Go on.
Just bringing up my last one here.
Oh yeah.
And it is from Daniel the Temp, who says, written before, #Weekly Planet Pod. Hope you boys get a chance to talk about... No, I already did Daniel the Temp. Sorry, this is from Self-Aware When I said he wrote in before, I mean just the before when I read it out. But also before that as well. Self-Aware Bacterium says, thoughts on the Halo series so far? I wasn't happy Master Chef removed his helmet, but I was willing to see the different kind of
James,
story.
have you done that on purpose?
No, they wanted to tell. The problem with Master Chef is the least interesting character in the series. Who is Master Chef in the series? Who becomes the Master Chef?
James, why have you done this?
What have I done?
Why have you? I don't like this. I like
#Weekly Planet Pod.
I haven't watched Halo.
I haven't watched it. I know people who like the games, do not like the show.
Well, there's a
generally.
Yeah, one of the admins on the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group, Fidel, every week starts up a Halo episode thread, and I think in a most recent one he was like, anybody still watching this? Anybody liking this? Anybody?
What am I doing
think a lot
here?
of people were like, I started this because I was excited for Halo.
And
maybe and they're just sort of watching it out of an obligation now.
Yeah,
But it seems to be very light on action. Master Chef takes his helmet off.
Mason, you've said it wrong.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I would never do that.
It's Mr. Chef.
It's Mr. Chef.
It's French.
Yeah. He takes it off immediately, and I've seen people being like, you got to kind of earn that.
Yeah, right.
And I think he does it like first episode or second episode. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a Halo guy, so like I don't care enough to watch it
exactly,
or be mad about it. You know what I mean?
If it were mind-bogglingly good, we would know about it and we would have watched it, I think.
Yes.
So it's only for huge fans of the games who aren't liking it, apparently. So that's good work. Good work, Paramount
Oh,
Plus.
my God. Incredible stuff. Yeah. So I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, that's the other thing. Then that's the other reason I haven't watched it is because it's on a streaming service I don't currently have. And, what am I going to do? Get another streaming service?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will
That's
eventually.
how they get you. Halo.
Halo.
I don't even, like, the shots I've seen of the Halo series also just look like they're taking place in a car park. Just in like a 21st century car park.
It should be super expensive.
Right?
Why isn't it super expensive?
And it's wild also. Like, I don't know if Paramount Plus do the same thing that Netflix do, which is you can't screenshot.
Yeah.
But I haven't, like, the whole point of Halo is like the Halo.
And that,
like,
exactly.
I've not seen a shot.
And the flood come through and everyone
Right?
goes, wow.
I've not seen a shot of like Master Chef and he's there.
Yeah.
And the Halo and he's like, I'm shooting at the Halo, you
This
know?
brisket's ready and I'm
Right?
shooting at this Halo. Yeah.
I've deconstructed this cream caramel and people are like, oh, come on, man.
Just make it normal.
Just make the regular normal one. God damn it, Master Chef.
I won't watch it. I just don't
No, you
think...
won't. You refuse.
Yeah.
Maybe I would get into it if people are like, oh my God, episode 5 is where it really kicks off. And that's the one, and it's got the good action, and he's driving the warthog.
Yeah.
And it's on the Halo, and this is what it's all about. But from what I can tell, it looks like
It's fine. I mean, it's good that they made the warthog.
Okay.
I'm trying to bring this thing up I have. I can't find it. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Are you going to watch it?
No.
You should watch it, though. We'll watch it together.
Okay,
We'll watch it together.
I don't want to, though.
You have to get the Paramount Plus, though, and then give me the password.
Okay, great.
Then tell me what it is. Yeah. Okay, so I do got one more here. This is just like a list of things that I haven't seen. This one's from Scott Wilkinson, who says, I know it's hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. I know it's a traditional comic book movie show, and also it involves gross romance. But have you guys ever checked out Outlander? We talked about earlier. There's a rich book history, and the show is terrific. A time travel story that makes the 1940s future worth a look. No, I've seen like half of the first episode, but people love that show.
Yeah.
Should I watch it, Mason? Do they go to visit a Viking?
It's essentially the same plot as Goodnight, Sweetheart.
I love the show Goodnight, Sweetheart, and I've been looking for a spiritual successor.
I've not seen Outlander. I'm just vaguely aware of it, so I couldn't say. I'm watching Halo right now, James. What do you think about that?
What are you watching that on?
Paramount Plus.
You have Paramount Plus?
If you have Amazon, you can add channels to Amazon.
I thought that cost extra money when you do that.
It does. It's not free.
So you just bought that then for money?
No, I already had it.
Oh.
I already had it to watch
Dexter?
Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Dexter?
Yes.
Dexter Jacket?
Yes. Anyway, it's looking great. Look at this.
Wow, it
Down
looks
the
real.
desert. It looks real, man. Oh, that's pretty big. That's a big structure.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, can you send me
There's
that?
a guy.
Can you screenshot that and send me the show?
The entire episode?
Yeah.
Okay,
Screen
great.
record it for me.
I mean, look, they're wearing future clothes, aren't they? That's pretty something.
Oh, that's kinda rags
Oh, they're
and
playing
stuff.
some sort of future card game?
Wow, what's the
That's
game?
great.
Do you reckon it's an in-game card game you see? And you're like, how many squares you got? Oh, I haven't got enough squares for this round.
Yeah. Oh, man, I don't have enough squares.
I love a future weird game.
But I can get more squares if I pay real money to get to get some more squares.
Buddy, quit
on Xbox Marketplace.
Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to scroll forward.
Yep.
And I'm going to see if I can see Master Chef.
Oh, there he is.
That's
I
Master
think.
Chef, I think.
No, that's one of them's
that's not
Master
bad.
Chef. It's a great costume.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What don't you like about it?
No, I like it.
Yeah.
He's just looking side to side.
Isn't he Liev Schreiber's brother who plays Master Chef?
Huh.
Isn't that right?
Don't know.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Looks great to me, Halo fans. I don't know what you're complaining
I got to
about.
say that yellow sheen on his visor is looking real good.
Yeah, look, not bad.
Why isn't he wearing his chef's hat, though?
Great point.
Thanks. Mason.
He's wearing it under the helmet. He crushes it down. You don't know anything about
so
Halo
when he takes
lore.
off his helmet,
He has to
pops
pop it
back
out
up-
again.
pops back
No,
up
he
again.
has to blow into it to pop it back open again.
That's not fun. It's
know.
the future. It should pop up.
Well,
it should have a
doesn't.
big future spring in it.
But that's why the wars keep happening, because they put AI into the chef's hats and made them pop up again. And then they went AI mad or whatever.
I hate that.
So now they just have to have manual hats.
manual hats
Right?
in the future.
Yeah.
Why even do anything?
Yeah.
What are we working towards?
Yeah.
Driverless cars.
Don't you remember Halo manual hats?
We're not getting driverless cars, are we?
Me and you, personally. I don't think so, no.
But just in general.
They wouldn't allow us.
I think we're way further than that than people think we are. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. It's just not going well, is it?
Not at all, no.
All right. Mason.
Yes.
While I check if there's more news,
Please.
you can check if there's less news.
Well, as far as I know, there's less news. We're going to take away one piece of news from this episode. But, folks, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Thank you for telling your friends about it. Thank you for subscribing and doing all that stuff. Thank you for leaving a 5-star review. Because if you leave a 5-star review and you subscribe, then what happens is people open their podcast apps and it's like, hey, you want to check out the Weekly Planet?
Yep,
and they're like,
yep.
no, thank you. But then it happens like 20, 30 more times and they're like, for God's sakes, I guess I will.
Yeah, I guess you will.
know?
Yeah,
So thanks
exactly.
people for that. James, you got any reviews there?
Got a couple of this from Glam Rock Shake who says, not the Weekly Planet, still
Oh.
great. When I first downloaded this pod, I thought, 5 stars by the way, so kind, thank you. I thought it was a podcast about weak men named Lee. Like my stepdad, I was seeking solidarity and assurance that I was not alone in hating him. Although this podcast didn't scratch that particular itch, it did open my eyes and mind to a world of nerdy news delivered by two funny Australians. Although my heart remains remains as resolute in wishing Lee malice as ever before, I can at least use my many time out hours to learn about great movies, comics, TV shows, etc.
That's
Having
beautiful.
big laughs while doing so. I'm
That's
glad
beautiful.
that you hate your stepdad,
Yeah,
and that's
same,
brought
me
you to
too.
us. So that's really good. This is from Colab42. It says, just awesome. I look forward to this show every week. I've been listening for a couple of years now, and every Sunday I find myself chomping at the bit for the next episode. Thanks so much. Keep up the exceptional work. So if you want to say something kind or just like absolutely rinse your stepdad,
That's right.
leave a review. That'd be terrific.
That's right.
Yeah.
Folks, if you want to get into contact with us, you can go to Weekly Planet.
You can go ring, ring, hello, who's there?
What number are you calling there?
Us.
Nice. It's pretty good.
Yep. So go on.
1-900, a couple of sick
Yeah.
dudes.
You were going to say something else then, right?
No.
That was what you were going to say?
No. Folks, you go to Weekly Planet Pod at Gmail, at Facebook, at Twitter, at Bandcamp. You can go to the Weekly Planet Pod, Reddit, and Discord. You can go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. You can have all sorts of fun chats about podcasts and pop culture.
Wow.
It's tremendous. Helping us out over at all those places, at all the admins.
It's so wonderful.
All those admins, like Don Draper.
That's right. Don Draper's in there all the time.
But all the admins, Fidel and Maisie and
You absolute scumbag, mate.
no, James.
Sarabi.
We're going to fix yes, Sarabi. That's right. And Sarabi, and of course Rob Collings,
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
who you can find at Raw Collings on Twitter. You can find at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Wikipedia Brown, and on Instagram Nick Maso. James is a Mr. Sunday Movies. Everywhere. If you want to support the
I
show,
certainly don't mind telling you that. Yeah.
that's right. You can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. Chuck in a buck or any amount you wouldn't miss if it fell out of your pocket and bloody rolled under the
right.
couch.
Caravan of Garbage continues this week. We'll also be talking about Clone Wars, but we're doing video games.
That's right.
We found something pretty strange
And bad.
and bad to talk about. We do a Lego game,
Yeah.
but then, wow, something quite weird.
Something quite different.
Yeah.
But if you're one of the big dogs with the big bucks, you can go to bigsandwich.co. That's right. That's our catchphrase over there. Woof. Welcome to the big dogs with the big bucks.
Yeah.
For $9 per month, US, that is. Bonus podcasts, early videos, movie commentaries, all kinds of stuff.
That's absolutely right, Mason.
Yeah, that's right.
So this week again, Doctor Strange, we're going to be with the Oath.
Yes.
And then other things and whatever's. There's so much stuff up there.
You better believe it. Folks, you can also thank, if you will, the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. If you want some T-shirts, go to TeePublic, search for The Weekly Planet. Some are official, some are not official. Also go to Redbubble if you want, just to search for bloody Robert Bat and Bat. It's a little bonus one. That's still going, I think.
Yeah, it's never going to stop. Mm-hmm. All right, next week, Ambulance, maybe Unbearable, Nicolas Cage, etc.
What do you think as a movie-going experience? Like I said, I think I said this last week. I'm excited to watch a Michael Bay movie that is not Transformers related and see if it causes me pain.
Oh, really? Because you watched that last one, you loved it. That
Which one?
Netflix one.
Which one?
Heist, Franco, man.
What? Six Underground?
Dead Men.
Oh,
Dead
Army of
Men
the
Do a
Dead.
Heist.
No, that was bad.
No, that wasn't it. No, the Six Underground. That's the one, right?
Yeah, that's
He
bad
did
also.
that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're excited to watch a movie that's not Transformers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm.
Great
I
stuff.
don't know.
Yeah.
All right, we'll figure it out and we'll get back to everybody and we'll let you know.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Grab that gem, you guys. We will see you next week.
And goodbye. And goodbye.
Yeah.